Good afternoon. Today we can start the next chapter number 4. Before starting that chapter, we can discuss about the polymorphism in Java. So, what is an actually polymorphism, or what is the use of polymorphism in the Java? So, that polymorphism in Java, that concept by which we can perform a single action in a different way. That polymorphism word is derived from the two Greek words. First will be poly and another word will be morph. So that word means poly means many and morphs means forms. So polymorphism that means in many forms. For example, the one man performed the number of roles just like us. Uh, Example of our mother. She is a housewife also, or she is a working woman also, as well as she can handle all that things. So that word is described as is polymorphism. There are two types of polymorphism in Java. First will be compile type polymorphism, and second will be runtime polymorphism. So we can perform the polymorphism in Java by method overloading and method overriding. We can learn that method overloading and riding in inheritance also. So next we can see what is the actual difference between the method overloading and method overriding. First of all, we can see the method overloading. So that method overloading means it provides the functionality to reuse the methods, means that method name for different arguments as well as. So what is the method overriding? Method overriding means that it provides the functionality to override a behavior which the class, means that class have inherited from the parent class. So method overloading also occurs within a single class, may also occur in a child class. Also in method overloading, it must have a different argument list. But in method overriding, they can contain the same argument list. Means they have a same argument list. No any difference between, no any another different argument list is presented there. Next we can see that method overloading have the different return types. Just like our integer, string, boolean, but in method overloading, they must have same or covariant return type. Means that return type data cannot be changed here. In method overloading, may have a different access modifiers. There will be different types of access modifiers are presented. But in method overriding must have a more restrictive access modifier. But but they may have a less reactive access modifier. In the method overloading, they can throw the different exceptions, but in method overriding must have thrown new or border click exceptions, but may throw narrow check exceptions or any unchecked exceptions also. So after that we can start our next chapter. That next chapter name will be Vapor class, array and string. So what is an actually Vapor class? Then what are the different types of Vapor classes? And at a, as well as whenever we can use that Vapor classes and all that things we can learn here, as well as what is an array and string, what is the actual use of that. So we can see in that chapter. So Vapor class. That Vapor class in Java means that Vapor class is a class whose object var means it contains the primitive data types. When we can create an object to Vapor class. It contains a field, and in this field we can store a primitive data type. In another word, we can wrap a primitive value into the wrapper class object. As well as we can see here, so that wrapper class in Java is provides a mechanism to convert the primitive into object and object into primitive. So in there, that wrapper class in Java, it is mainly the object-oriented programming language. First of all, we can see what is in Java. That Java is mainly the object-oriented programming language. In there, we need to deal with objects. Means many times like a collections, a serialization as well as synchronization and etc. In there, we can change the value in method. Means what? Means in Java is mainly support only call by value. So if we pass a primitive value, means it will not change the original value. But if we convert the primitive value in an object, it will change the original value. So it is called the change the value in method. Next, we can see the serialization. What is the serialization? We need to convert the objects into strings to perform the serialization. Means if we have any primitive values, we can convert it into objects through the wrapper class. Next, we can see the synchronization. In that synchronization, that Java is mainly synchronization work with the different objects in multi-threading, as well as the java.util package means that package is mainly provide the utility classes. That means they can deal with the different types of objects. So another one is collection framework. What is a collection framework? In the collection framework, the Java collection framework means works with objects only. So all the classes of collection framework, just like as a vector, hash set, tree set, uh, array list, linked list, array queue, as well as linked hash set or priority queue also. So all that things are mainly deals with objects, not another. There will be 8 classes of java.lang packages are also known as the wrapper classes in Java. So all are that 8 classes, wrapper classes. First will be say boolean, then byte, then character, integer, float, double, long, and short. So what is that constructor argument? That constructor argument is mainly used to convert that string, or that wrapper class must be contains means that object will be in boolean or byte as well as in string or any char integer means that in that argument we can write some shortcuts or some keywords just like integer to int. All that things are mainly important here. So another one we can see here. Sorry. So why we need to wrapper class? They can convert the primitive type into object as well as that object is free to we wish to modify the arguments passed into a method because the primitive types are passed by value. As well as that classes in java.util packages means that packages only objects means that wrapper classes are helped in the case also. So in an object we need to support the synchronization in multi-threading. So what is the use of that java.lang.number class in Java? So this is are mainly there are mainly the 6 subclasses under the number class. That will be integer, long, byte, double, float, and short. So all the wrapper classes, means all that are subclasses of abstract class number. The WAP, the primitive data type, with their corresponding objects. So that number can be byte, integer, double, as well as short, float, and long also. There will be some number methods are presented, just like some value, means that value is convert that number object to some XYZ data type and returns that, as well as compare to there will be mainly comparisons between there. Equals means determine whether that number of objects is equal to that argument or not, as well as value of means it returns the integer object, means what is that actual value is mainly holding that object, that will be returned. Next, parsing. Parsing means that method is used to get the primitive data type to certain string. Parse is means some parsing that values means something certain type means some certain data. To string means it returns a string object representing value to a specified int or integer. Next, we can see this sil. Sil means what? It returns the smallest integer is greater than or equal to the argument, means it returns as a double. Floor means the largest integer, same like as a sil, but here will be here will be see the largest integer. In sil we can see the smallest integer. R int means what? It is mainly used to return the integer, means it is mainly closest to that value to the argument, means it return as double. Round means closest, long or int. So it is mainly indicated by the methods, they return type to that argument. Minimum, maximum, xp means the power of to that argument. Log means their logarithm. POW means their first argument raised to the power of second argument. SQRT means square root, their sine, cos, tan, theta, as well as 2 degrees will be can check here to convert the argument to degrees. Next we can see the 2 radians, means it is when we convert that argument in radius. Randoms means there will be random numbers can be display here or returns. Next will be see the Java integer class. So there, what is the use of that Java integer class? So in that class that wraps a value of primitive type, means integer in an object. So that object of integer class is mainly used to contain a single field type integer in value. There will be also some different types of methods are presented, just like toString, value of, as well as value of string value, comma integer radix, means the another overloaded function which provide the function similar to the new integer. That is integer dot parse integer, that is var radix. Value of string value, just like that. This is an example of that function. Get integer. Get integer is mainly used, means it is mainly returns the integer object representing that value. Suppose a is mainly represents to that 10, means it is mainly returns that 10. Because why it is? Because it is mainly associated with that given system property. Suppose that A is not associated with any value, so it will return the none because it is not stored any kind of data or value. Next, we can see the decode. Decode means what? It is mainly holding the decoded value. So that string provided. Rotate left. Rotate left means what? It returns a primitive integer by rotating the bytes left by given distance in the two's complement from the given value. Rotate right means rotating the bits in right given distance, same like as a two's complement from that given value. Byte value means their corresponding integer to this integer object. Their corresponding integer will be in byte value. Short value means it returns the short value corresponding to that integer object. Float value also same like as, but it only returns the float. There will be another function is present. Reverse. Reverse means that it returns the primitive integer value. Means it is mainly reversing order in bits like as an 2's complement from that given integer value. Static integer, max integer A and integer B. So in that, this method is returns the greater number to comparing that two values. So it will be calling the math dot max function. Static in. Same like as a max, but here we'll be calling just minimum value. We can see the smaller number in the two integer values. It is mainly called it mat dot mean. Next we can see the float class, floating values. Also in that float class, that wrap class for the primitive type means floating, which contains the several methods. That methods are mainly effectively deal with float value like converting it to be string representation as well as their vice versa also. There will be also different types of methods are presented like to string value of, we can see the parse float. Parse float means what? There will be passing the string means differs from value of as it returns the primitive float value and value of. It will be returns the float object only. There will be some hash code. Hash code means what? The hash code is corresponding to that floating object. It's NAN. NAN means that number. So it will be written true if that float object is consideration. It's not a number. Otherwise, it is false. Is infinite. Is infinite is mainly used to return that it is a very large, it is very large number, then it will be written true, otherwise it will be written false. Equal be mainly used to compare the equality in two floating objects. Compare to it is mainly used to compare the two floating objects for numerically equality. And what is compare? Compare is mainly used to primitive floating values. So there will be difference between compare to and compare. Next we can see two hex string. So the two hex string means what? Hex means hexadecimal. So in there, it is mainly returns the hexadecimal representation of the argument float value. Next we can see integer base to float. It mainly used to return the float value corresponding to long bit pattern of the argument. It does not reverse work to the previous two methods. Next is byte class. Same methods are used here in byte class also. Short will be also working like that. Short class means in that short is mainly the wrapper class for the primitive type short, which contains the several methods to effectively deal with short value, like converting to the string representation and vice versa. Here we can see that method parse short. Parse short means what actually it will be returned value by passing the string. Decode means short object is mainly holding the decoded value in string provided. Long, that long class means that long class is also the wrapper class for the primitive type. Long, which mainly contains such a several or such a different types of methods effectively deal with long value, like converting that string, converting to a string representation, and such a vice versa also. Their methods are toString, value of, parse long, decode, short value, byte value, integer long, floating value, equals, compare to, compare, bit count. That bit count method is mainly used to counting their bits. Means what is an means what is an actually space is mainly required. Means what actually that string what contains this space. Means it is mainly returns the seed bit in to complement of the log giver. Double. So that double is also the primitive type. It is also the wrapper class. In their primitive type double, which contains the several methods and their effectively deal with double values to converting to the string representation. Just like decode, byte value, short value, integer value, long value, hash code, compare to, compare, and to hex string. Means it is mainly returns the hexadecimal representation of argument double value. Next we can see the character. That character in java.lang package. So in that character, that object of type character contains a single field. Those type is char. We can like as char. Their methods will be toString, char, ch. Ch will be the object of that char. Means it is mainly returns the string class object representing the specified character value like C8. Char to lowercase means converting that character into the lowercase. Char to uppercase. Here there will be returns their uppercase of specified character value. Boolean is lower. Means here we can see that Boolean is lower case. Boolean is lower case means what? Here will be whether the specific character value is in lowercase or not. It can be mainly checked here. Boolean is uppercase. Same, it is mainly determines whether that specifies character value is in uppercase or not. Next we can see char value. Why two times are char? First will be checked that char method and some character value. So this method is written value of that character object. Static integer compare character x and character y. Just like as integer compare method. There will be only compare the numbers, and here will be only compare the character values numerically. As well as Boolean equals object obj, means that method is compare the object against the specified object. Here we can see some typecasting or type conversions also. When you assign the value of one data type to another, means two type might may not be or might not be compatible with each other. Means if any data types are compatible, then the Java will perform the conversion automatically. Here we can see that automatic type conversion. If a if they not or not, they can need to cascade or converted explicitly. For example, we can see here, for example, assigning an integer value to long variable. Here will be binding or automatic type conversion is presented. Binding conversion is mainly takes place when two data types are automatically converted. It happens when two data types are compatible, or another one is when we assign value of smaller data type to bigger data type. For example, in Java, numeric data types are compatible with each other, but no automatic conversion, means it is mainly supported for from numeric type to char or boolean. So also character and boolean are not compatible with each other, because byte is mainly converted to short, will be in integer, long, float and double. Actually this is an actual flow. Here is an example, is mainly dependent. There will be declared one value. First will be class test is created here. After that, public static void main tree. Some no arguments are passing here. Integer I will be declared as an 100. After that, there will be automatic type conversion long L equals to I, automatic type conversion, then float X equals to L. Then here will be printing some value, integer, long and floating values. There will be some automatic type conversion. Long integer value will be 100. Long value will be printed here 100, and their floating value will be 100.0. So there will be some narrowing or explicit conversions also presented. If we want to assign such a value or a different types of values for a larger data type, means larger data type to such a smaller data type, we have to perform some explicit type casting or a narrowing. So that narrowing or explicit type casting is mainly useful for a compatible data types, where automatic conversions cannot be done. Means that larger type specify desired type is mainly used to convert the specified value, just like that. Double, float, long, integer, short and byte. It is a narrowing or explicit conversion also. It is an actual example, depend on that. Next will be autoboxing or unboxing. What is an autoboxing? Autoboxing is then mainly the conversion of primitive data types to the object, their corresponding wrapper class. It is called as an autoboxing. Means the conversion of some data types, just like into integer or long to long, double to double, etc. It is as autoboxing. Unboxing means what? Just, just we can reverse that process. Means that reverse process of autoboxing means automatically converting that object of wrapper class to its corresponding primitive type is called as an unboxing. Integer to int, double to double. After that, we can see the arrays in Java. What is an array? So first of all, we can say array is a collection of similar type of elements, or it is an also the collection of data. That data is mainly the same type. So it is a continuous memory location. In an Java array is an object which contains the element of similar data type. That elements of an array we can store the continuous memory location. It is data structure where we can store similar elements. We can store only the fixed set of elements in Java array. So all arrays are dynamically allocated. So in array, we can learn array in C or C++ also. So that array can also be used to static field, a local variable or such a method parameters also. So the size of array must be specified by an integer value and not a longer or short. So that direct superclass of an array type is object. So array can contains the primitive data types as well as object of class. Means that class is mainly depending upon the definition of array. There will be some primitive data types, means that actual value of stored continuous memory location. In case of any object of class is an actually object, sorry, it is an mainly the actual object are mainly stored in the heap segment also. Here we can see all that are values are mainly stored in different types of memory locations. There will be some array indices. Array indices is mainly started with 0 and last will be nth term. Such advantages of array, code optimization means it makes the code optimized, means we can retrieve or sort the data efficient way. Random access, we can also get any kind of data or any kind of number are mainly located in the index position. As well as there will be some disadvantages also. Size, the disadvantage will be a size limit. We can store only the fixed size of elements in array, just like a 10, 15, 100, 1000. Does not grow that size at a runtime because we cannot be declared that array at a runtime. To solve that problem, collection framework is used in Java, which will be grows and automatically. But in an array, it is not grows in automatically. Means runtime is not we cannot be added the extra data. Suppose our array size will be only 5, means 0 to 5 it contains mainly the 4 numbers. 0 will be contains 10, 1 will be 20, 2 will be 30, 3 will be 40 and 4th location will be contains the 15. Only that 5. But in runtime we cannot be adding the 50 index 5 to store that 60 number. But in Java framework, in Java framework or a collection framework, we can add different types of data at a runtime. Means it can be added in an automatically. There will be two types of array: single dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. So single dimensional array can be declared the data type and ARR means array. There will be some installation. Array REV var new data type and size. It is an actual example of that array. Another will be multi-dimensional array. What is a multi-dimensional? Means data is stored in rows and column based. It is also called as a matrix. Just like our table format. In our table format, rows and columns are presented. Just like it is also like as a multi-dimensional array, or also called as a matrix. So see here, data type, two-blank, array division var, or data type array area var. So there will be simple example: integer, first will be rows, then second will be columns, then add equal to new integer 3 by 3. Their matrix size will be 3 by 3. First row, first column is 0, 0. Then first row, second column, first row, third column. After that, first column, first row, second column, first row, third column. Why it is 2? Because that array index is mainly starting from 0 term. Then third row, first column, second row, second column, third row, third column. So there will be an example of multidimensional array, and their array output will be that. Rows and columns are mainly presented there. So 1, 2, 3, that presented here rows. Second will be 2, 4, 5. And last one will be 4, 4, 5. So there will be for loop is mainly used there to put the data in the matrix of array also. Next we can see the array of object in Java. In an array of object means it is then mainly defined by its name or stores an array of objects. Here we can see the object is mainly represents a single record in memory. Means in terms of multiple record, an array of objects must be created. It must be noted so that the arrays can hold only reference to the object and not the object name. So we can create that object that array size, then Java object array. Another declaration will be here we can see object, then object array equal to hello world comma new integer 5 system dot out the object array first 0 object array 1. In object array 0 will be return the hello world, and after that in object array 1 can be store that number with 5. So that will be the mainly output hello world and 5. Next chapter we can see the string and exception handling. What is a string? String is basically an object, means it is mainly used to represent the sequence of character values, just like as our array. An array of character works same as a Java string. The string in Java means here we can see that string is mainly stored, means that name is stored here. It is the index of string. There will be IP addresses are presented. So in the string in Java, that objects are mainly backed internally by character array, as well as in the Java platform, it is mainly provide the string class to create and manipulate strings. Whenever change the string is made, an entire new string is created. Means here we can see last will be, means GEORGE. After that completed means that later is mainly specified in different boxes, like as number array. Zeroth position G is 1, E 2, O 3R, 4G, 5E in last position /0. Why it is /0? Means that /0 means that symbol which is treated as a last character, or it is means actually the last string or end of string here. Means that character is placed at the end of every string by default by compiler. So in that example, we can see that char ch equal to java t point string s equal to new string ch. That object is mainly holding in the string. It's same as string s equal to java point. Here will be in that output we can see a demo. There will be also the different types of methods are presented here about that string. First will be char at index integer index, means it will be returned the character in the specified index. Suppose for the demo word, in the demo word we can specify integer index will be 2 at the 2th position 0 1 2 m is presented. Here will be written m later or a m character. Integer compare to, here will be compare string to another object, means compare the both string 1 and 2. Integer compare to string and another string, compare the two string like graphically. Same like as an array, there will be different methods represented. Integer length, here will be written the length of string. Boolean match, string regex means it is mainly provide or tells whether or not that string is matches to given regular expressions or not. String replace all. Replace all means here will be regular string is mainly right here or passes here. After that replacement string. Replace each substring for the string that matches the given regular expression with the given replacement. Here will be replace the first as well as split it, means that string rounded matches the given regular expressions. Boolean start with string prefix means it is an actual test. If that string is start with specified prefix or not, as well as string substring means their beginning end index will be written here. It means it is mainly used to return the new string, that is a substring to that string. Next, we can see the string buffer. What is a string buffer? That string buffer is a peer class of string that provides much of the functionality of string. So that string is represents the fixed length, means immutable character sequence, while suffering buffer represented growable and writable character sequence also. So that string buffer syntax is presented here. String buffer as it will be object is created here. Then equal to new string buffer, Greeks for jigs for jigs. Next is string builder. So that string builder in Java is mainly used, means it is mainly represents a mutable sequence of characters. Here, that string class in Java is mainly creates an immutable sequence of characters. Means that string builder, that class is mainly provide an alternate to string class, as it creates a immutable sequence of characters. There will be syntax here. String builder str equal to new string builder. Then that str dot append gsg. Here will be appended that string. So what is an array list? Array list is means that class is mainly implements the list interface. Means it uses the dynamic array to store the duplicate elements of different data type. Array list means that class is mainly contains the insertion order. Means that element is mainly stored the array list. Class can be randomly accessed. Next we can see the linked list. In the linked list, it mainly implement the collection interfaces. Means it is mainly used to doubly linked list generally to store the elements. So that element, it can be stored the duplicate elements. That means maintains the insertion order and is not be synchronized way. Next we can see the vector. Vector is mainly used as a dynamic array to store the data elements, and it is mainly similar to that array list. Stack. Stack is mainly the subclass of vector. It is mainly implements the last in first out, just like it is LFO. That is that stack. The stack is mainly contains all the methods of vector class that also provided methods like as a boolean push, boolean pick, boolean push object, pop, and uh, there will be some different types of properties also presented there. Queue interface. What is a queue interface? In the queue interface is mainly maintains the first in first out, means FIFO order. It can be defined an another order list that is mainly used to hold the elements which are about the proceed. Next will be set interface. The set interface in Java is mainly represented in Java util.package. It is mainly extends the collection interface, means it is represents the unordered set of elements, which does not allow us to store the duplicate items. Sets are presented also. What is an hash set? Hash set is a class, means that class which is implements the set interface. It represents the collection that uses a hash table for storage. So what is an actually the collection? That collection means represents the single unit of object, that is a group. Then what is a framework? That framework means ready-made architecture. It represents a set of classes and interfaces. It is an op optional. Then what is a collection framework? It is mainly the combination of collection and framework. The collection framework is mainly the represents a unified architecture for storing and manipulating a group of objects. It has the interfaces and its implementation means that is the classes and algorithms. Java collection framework is mainly provides the many interfaces like as I said, list, queue, dequeue, and such a different types of classes like as an array list, vector, linked list, priority queue, hash set, link hash set, and tree set also. In a Java collection, we can achieve all the operations that you perform on the data like as in searching, sorting, insertion, manipulation, and deletion also. So in the hash set, it mainly implements the set interface and it is mainly represents the collection that uses a hash table for storage. So the hashy is mainly used to store the elements in the hash set. It contains the unique items. Then what is a tree set? Tree set means that class is mainly implements a set interface that uses a for tree for storage. Like as a hash set, tree set also contains the QD elements. Next we can see the sorted set of interface. Sorted set means the alternate or a set of interfaces that provides a total ordering on the elements. That the elements of sorted state are arranged in increasing or in a ascending order. Next we can see exception. In Java, what is an exception? Exception is an abnormal condition. In a Java, the exception is an event that disturbs the normal flow of program. Means that object which is thrown at runtime. What is an exception handling? That exception handling is a mechanism to handle the runtime errors such as class not found is exception, IO exception means input output exceptions, SQL exceptions, or any remote exception also. What is the advantages of that exception handling? So that in exception handling, there will be such a core advantage is to maintain the normal flow of application. An exception is normally disturbs the normal flow of the application. That is why we use the exception handling. There will be exception time. Java exception handling will be used with throwable, exception error, such a runtime exceptions, checked and unchecked. So there will be try, catch, finally throw and throws blocks are used to handling that exceptions. So today we can stop here. Next topics we can discuss in a next lecture. Thank you.